Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Saturday night and we are at that point again for week 24 UCL and regular marquee matchups. Now, if you didn't check out the video from last week, I said they were going to move the Valencia UCL matchup and the Atletico matchup March because they were both in marquee matchups, and it turned out that way. We got PSG Dortmund and Tottenham and RB Leipzig. So hit both of those. And then all four matchups I had for the regular marquee matchups this week. We go to that real quick. I have to expand. Got. Let's go look at the marquee matchups for week. Hopefully you made some coins. I did. I made a little bit, but I don't. I'm not over like spending a lot of my coins right now. So I'm trying to help you guys make some coins. So yeah, we had the Al Hilal versus Al Ittihad, PAOK versus Olympiacos, Fenerbahce versus Galatasaray, and Arsenal Everton. All four of them got in. I think Arsenal and Everton was my top selection. Fenerbahce, Galatasaray. I think all of these three right here, yeah, 70 percenters. So I wasn't 100% sure that they would get in. But they did make it in. So hopefully you made some coins off of that. So GG's if you did. This week, this is not my this is not my main squad. That's a objective squad. This week, so I left one matchup out this week. I think so. My thinking is, I think it's Sunday is El Clasico. I don't remember. I think it's next Sunday. Yes, next Sunday is Real Madrid versus Barcelona. So my thinking, so I kind of have this week. There's going to have to be one club that's in both CL marquee matchups and regular marquee match. I think. Um, and I'll kind of explain my thing. So basically, first one that I'm 100% sure it's probably going to be in is Chelsea versus Bayern. It's technically, I use air quotes, technically better the two matchups. Although Chelsea and Napoli are both struggling right now. Literally Barca and Bayern should have no problems, in my opinion, should have no problems getting through. Chelsea could pose a problem, a little bit of a problem for Bayern. I think that Chelsea Bayern matchup gets in. So I have a minimum of players from Chelsea plus Bayern, players from England, players from Germany, um, minimum rating of 75 and a minimum 80. I have cards from Chelsea for 900 coins and under, so we'll see if that's still. Because I did these earlier this morning. I'm gonna try to start doing this a little earlier, so it gives you guys a little bit better time to buy cards if you're get in on marquee matchups. Yeah, so basically, excuse me, Pulisic, Abraham are under 900 coins or under. A couple UCLs there, Batshuayi. What's he? 800 probably. Yeah, 800, 850. Um, right now, and I'll show you because I always like to do this because I want you guys to know that I'm not just feeding you a line of balloon. Um, Frankfurt Bayern. Bayern players are so expensive right now. I'm trying to remember. Uh, yeah. So let me go. Yeah, they're not even. Yeah. So 226 is the cheapest Bayern player. So in my opinion, and like there's only 2 pages. I did see some bids earlier that were lower than that, but yeah, I would stick to Chelsea this one. So I'm gonna drop this down because I don't remember. Oh, I did pick up a Van Ginkel, so I should be good. I'll probably check tomorrow see if the price has dropped. Yeah, stick with Chelsea on that one, and then just look to get some players from England. Or probably, we should be able to get them. Go 700, 700 that out, and it helps if I put it on gold, not bronze. Yeah, so literally, I mean, 100 coins. Yeah, there's all kinds of players you can get under 700. Probably get them under 500 coins. Put a filter on 500 coins. England play. They'll probably go up to a K, maybe 900 to K, because I mean, there's so many. People are probably just going to kind of club stock, and they'll be trying to stay away from goalkeepers. By the way, unless they're like you need them to match up. So that's what I would do for that matchup. Uh, excuse me, Wednesday's matchups are a little bit more tricky. Um, and I only say that because I'm not 100% sure which matchup they're going to put in. In my opinion, it should be the Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Um, but again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, Real Madrid and Barcelona play each other Sunday, so I'm almost 100% sure that Real Madrid versus Barcelona is regular marquee matchups this week. That's why I'm saying possibility that there's be one team that gets in both matchups this week. The other game on Wednesday is Juventus and Juventus has a pretty good shot at getting in. Well, they're playing Inter Sunday as well. So I kind of think I went through and looked at a lot of matchups this week, and there's just not a lot of good matchups. But I do have some other ones in there if they don't do like Juve Inter. Anyway, Real Madrid, Manchester City, two players from either club, and this one, um, uh, this kind of surprised me actually. It's gonna be kind of tough, and I'm gonna adjust this. It's gonna be tough to get City players, because they're for some reason, and I'm not really 100% why they're already inflated. Okay, so maybe they've come down a little bit. I mean, that's 1.5K for a goalkeeper. I mean, if you're gonna do it and you don't have anybody, then pick one up. Excuse me, because Madrid players are. I have 4K and under. They may be up. So the city cards are kind of expensive right now. Normally they're you can get them for 1,000 coins. So I'm not really sure why they're up. Um, La Liga and Real Madrid. That's changed. Yeah, there's not too often that I say you can get one. However you want to do it, you can get one from either club. There's some on bid. I did pick up. I think I picked up a couple Vasquez. Let me see if I can set it 9. Nothing. All right, so I got a Rodrigo. Pretty sure I have him. Yeah, I don't. So there you go. Put a filter on and try to snipe some of them. Because they definitely will go up if they get in the marquee UCL They definitely will have to have one player from each squad. So just try to find the cheapest players you can from either club. I have minimum. And I don't know. This is kind of weird now that I look at it. I'm kind of not sure why I did it this way, but I had minimum 3 players from Premier League, minimum La Liga, rare plus UCL rare players, minimum 80 rating, and minimum 85 kin. So I'm not 100% confident that that's going to be in. Like I said, they could go either way. My thinking is if they don't put Real Madrid versus Manchester, Real Madrid, Barcelona in the regular marquee matchups, and possibility that maybe Juventus doesn't make it into marquee matchups this week, even though that is a huge game within, and they go another direction because there's a couple. we get to regular marquee matchups, I'll explain. But there's a couple of other matchups that to replace that one. So let's go to Juventus and Lyon. Um, back um, or Piedmont de Calcio or Mont Calcio, however you say it. Yeah, so you can snipe cards for um, here. Gonna take two players from either Juventus or Lyon. Cards from Juventus, I have 1.3K and under, and they're already starting to drop a little bit. Um, so let's see where. Yeah, there you go. So they're starting to drop from where they were at this morning. So you should be able to get them for probably around a K, and they'll go up to probably 1.5 to 1.8K maybe, probably 1.5K on the safe side. So you'll make about 500 coins. And then let's go to Lagoon and whoop, I think it was a K and under. Yeah, there's several listed here. So just find yourself a filter, snipe them. I'll drag this down to 800. Yeah, look at all these at 800. So you snag all these. Probably selling for about 1.2K, 3 um when the matchup comes out. Um, so I have players from Juventus or Olympic Lyon, two players from Italy, two players from France, minimum 78 rating and minimum 5 chem. That might require a rare card or something. So like these are cheap enough. Just snag a few rares and you got them and on. So that's what I see for UCLs this week. I think they'll move the Napoli Barcelona, and obviously whichever one doesn't get in from the Wednesday matchup. I kind of expect that. I sort of expect they'll put both the Serie A teams in March as well, just like they did with the La Liga teams. So we'll see if that happens or not. So anyway, that's my thinking for CL marquee matchups. Now let's move on to regular marquee matchups. Real Madrid versus Barcelona. I have it as 100%. I don't see how you can leave this out. This was actually supposed to be played earlier in the year and it got postponed. Um, so let's go back to La Liga and Barca. And what did I say? Yeah, so that again, um, I think it's going to require one player from each. I could be wrong. It may just require. Yeah, see, this is why. Yeah, Barca players are up right now for some reason. I have it had it earlier 2K and under. Um, I'd be really really careful. You might be able to look tomorrow night during squad battles and find them under 2K. And we already looked at Real Madrid. You can get them for 1.3K and under. Even around probably K. If that one's in, that's definitely going to make those cards jump up. So, um, Del Clasico, Real Madrid actually lost to Leganes today, 1-0. So this is kind of a huge game. Let me go look at the table. So yeah, that dropped Madrid into second and put Barca in first. It looks like it's a two-horse race between Barca and Real Madrid. Cafe is third. Sociedad with Atletico's. There's actually a three-way tie on, and it's on goal different. Between Sociedad, Atletico, and Sevilla. So the race for those Champions League spots is interesting, but it looks like it's Barca and Real Madrid. So this is a huge game. So I really don't see how they can leave it out. So I'm saying minimum one player from Real Madrid. So this is what I said. Minimum one player from Real Madrid or Barca. They're not. I don't think they're going to require a player from both squads. So get you some Real Madrid players. Stay away from the Barca players unless they drop. Probably I'd say definitely under 2K and probably more around the 1.5 to 1. Minimum 5 players from the same league. Minimum 3 Spanish players. minimum 3 rare or UCL rares. Rating is going to be 80, and the Kim is going to be 85 on this because of the significance of this matchup. So that will do that one. Let's clear this out. Okay, the next one, this one I actually think will be in because, like I said, I went through and looked. I went through a lot of the bigger leagues and looked, and there's just not a lot of good matchups next week that are kind of marquee matchup worthy. Okay. I was thinking Serie A in my head, but yeah, Eredivisie. So we're gonna go to Ajax versus AZ Alkmaar. Um, they're both actually struggling a little bit right now in Europa League, and then they're first versus second in Eredivisie. So I think this week they're going to put in. I'm looking for a lot of the 1v2 or the one versus two matchups this week. So Ajax players, you can get some 550, 800. Yeah, so easy to snag players under 800 coins. There should be more come squad battle reward tonight. Um, AZ, sorry, my brain. Second. Yeah, I snagged a couple of you're gonna complete it. Snag Bezo for 450. I mean, this guy. I think I picked him. I picked up a couple of these guys early. Things is 700. Yeah, I'd look under. I think I listed under 600. Does it keep dragging my off the screen? Yeah, look at how there's a bunch. Two, three, four. Yeah, there's multiple pages under 600. So that's an easy one to stock up on. It's going to be minimum two players from either Ajax or AZ. I think Ajax players would go up the most. Probably 500 coins max. AZ players probably 3 to 4 coins. Um, there. I have minimum 3 players from the same team, minimum 5 players from the same league, minimum 1 rare, um, 76 rating, 80 chem. Complete that. So I have that listed at 90%. I'm almost sure that's going to get in. The next one I have, and this is the one we were talking about before, Juventus versus Inter. This is a huge matchup as well. It's actually first versus third now because I think Inter lost. I think they lose today or yesterday. Uh, oh no, Inter was supposed to play Sampdoria tomorrow. For some reason, they've canceled 3 games tomorrow in Serie A, and I'm not sure why. I clicked on them, but it didn't say anything. Inter did lose last week. I think it was Juventus. What they lost to Lazio. That's right. Lazio came back and beat them. That dropped Inter to third, moved Lazio up second. Lazio play tomorrow, so that they can extend their lead, their point total ahead of Inter tomorrow. But Inter will have a game in hand. There are a couple of, it's basically a 3-team race between Juventus, Lazio, and Inter right now. So this is a huge game for both Juventus and both teams are struggling a little bit in Serie A because Juventus they did win today. Before that, they had won 2, lost 2. Inter have drawn 1-2, drawn 2, and lost 1. So I wouldn't say struggling, but they're just not really in great form. Like you kind of expect to see with Juventus, the bigger teams. So let's go. I'm gonna raise that. What did I say? Oh no, cards from Inter. Leave it on 800. We'll go back to Syria. As I mentioned already, cards from Montecalcio, aka Juventus, K and under. Um, and I completely blew by Syria while I was talking. Enter is yes, ton of card, dude. 82 for 82 rated card for 800 coins. I almost like if there was an SBC out right now, dude. I'd be stocking up on those 82 Sanchez. I mean, you literally can't go wrong with that. I mean, 82 rated, and the rating for this I have at 78. So stick him in, you get Laro. See, I don't know if there's any other high rateds that cheap. Probably not, but I mean, there's so many listings under 800 coins right now. I snagged a couple of like Gagliardini and a couple of 78s and 79s early because I didn't see any Alexis early. Snag those. Those definitely will. That Alexis will probably go up. Like he's 750 right now. He'd probably go up to like 1.2k, 1.3k if this drops in marquee matchups. So um, I have minimum one player from Juventus and Inter, so I think it's going to require one player from each club. Minimum three players from the same league. Minimum three rare UCL rare players. And guys, like, I mean, if you want, you can put UCL rares in. I don't know that they're going to do anything with them. Didn't acquire them for the UCL marquee matchups like I kind of thought they would. So kind of, do with them what you want. Like I said, minimum 78 rating, Kim 80. That will get you completed that one. Um, so the next one I think that could be in because literally, like I said, this is kind of another tough week to sort of predict what they're going to do. I never rely on EA. We'll go back to La Liga for the next one, and it's Villarreal versus Athletic Bilbao. And I put if the Real Madrid Barca matchup isn't in, this will be in, or both could be, because they might not put the Juventus Inter because I just it's hard to say what they're going to do since Juventus, Real, and Barca are all in Champions League, so you can't really not put them in. So I expect that there's going to be a duplicate in UCL MMs and regular MM. So anyway, Villarreal 7th, Bilbao's 10th currently as of when I did this. This doesn't count the games today. So let's go look at. Okay, we can do it this way. So Athletic, I said basically you could look 850 and under, but it looks like you can go 800. There's a couple pages worth of cards. Now you get a couple rares because it's going to require a couple of rares. You'll be good there. That was Bilbao, and why did I do that? Um, did it again. Right stick. Villarreal, you should be able to snag some. Yeah, 800 looks like even maybe 700. Wins 750 and under. Should get you to a decent amount of cards that you can snag there. Kind of stay, like I said, stay away from the goalkeepers unless you're going to do them for your club. You can even create a filter that'll filter out those goals. So I have minimum one player from Villarreal, Bilbao, minimum four players from La Liga, minimum two rares or UCL rares. Rating on this was going to be a little lower, 76, and the Kim will be 75. So that'll get you through to that one. Moving on, the next one we go back to Eredivisie again. And I went the wrong way. I had somebody in my ear telling me I was going. Next one is going to be Feyenoord versus PSV Eindhoven. These yeah, I'm going to drop this down because I was looking early. Let's go 4. See what we get. Yeah, there's literally like left wingers, striker, center mid. Get these for 100 coins. Probably flip them for about 800. When if this comes out, like right now, I said. So I have Feyenoord is third, PSV is. Um, it could be two matchups from Eredivisie this week as well. Feyenoord's basically on. I think Feyenoord's won like 5 in a row. PSV's kind of struggling a little bit, so this is another big match. Literally, you have the top 4 teams in Eredivisie playing each other this coming weekend. So, or next weekend, not this coming weekend, next weekend. Anyway, so I have minimum 1 player from PSV and Feyenoord. Minimum three players from the Netherlands. Minimum 1 rare player. Rating 75, Kim 75. So all these cards fit that for Feyenoord, and then we'll go to PSV. And yeah, there's literally got 2 guys. Yeah, it looks like 2 guys listed at 450 and under. Snag them. Be able to flip them pretty easy. Again, probably about 800 for that as well. So basically, you'll be able to double. And I always take a chance and bid on some of these, and if I get them, I get them. If I don't, I don't. It's no big deal. So I don't stress over it too much. So that'll get you through that matchup. The next, so I'm gonna skip to the very last matchup that I have. This is one that I did find while I was going through all the leagues and looking. It is Bundesliga, and it is gonna be Leverkusen versus RB Leipzig. Um, Kind of iffy since Leipzig was in the UCL MMs, but I mean this is regular MM, so I don't think it's gonna matter that much. They put it 750. All right, so there's one. Let me up it to 800. I have non-rare golds. I don't know why I put non-rare gold. Basically, just golds from both clubs for 700 to 800 coins. That up to 8. Yeah, so there's a bigger selection there. I mean, it's basically 1 player. There's another guy, 800. So looks like 800 is going to be right around that range where you want to look for Leverkusen player. It's second versus fifth in the Bundes. The rest of the matchups in that league are not really top matchups. So this one could get in. I have this one at 70%. So this is kind of tied with the Feyenoord. So it's literally, I mean, literally it could be Villarreal, Bilbao, PSV Feyenoord, and Leverkusen Leipzig last. Although I have a couple of strange, not really strange, but a little bit of off the wall matchups here. Anyway, second versus fifth in the Bundesliga. Both teams are playing fairly decent right now. So it's going to be minimum 1 player from Leipzig, 1 from Leverkusen. Let's go to Leipzig, 800. And yeah, you have more options here. I think it will require a player from both clubs. Max 3 player, or excuse me, minimum 3 players from Germany, max 4 players from the same club. Minimum ratings, it'd probably be like 75 or 76. Minimum can probably be 75. So just 800 and under, you should be good. Yeah, here's 81s, 82s. This is, in my opinion, that's kind of a steal. If they drop anything like an 83, they could drop some upgrade packs. Um, Come Monday, 82 pluses or something. These 82 probably selling like hotcake. Because you could use 82s with some 83s or whatever. Um, do what you want there. 800 and under. That will get you through that matchup. The last couple of matchups I have, like I said, they're kind of off the wall. This one I'm probably just going to drop down 100, and we'll go search silver first. So I have Shanghai Green versus SIPG, which is the can't remember. I don't remember. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, Shanghai SIPG, whatever that means. Anyway, yeah. So there's, that's I'm actually gonna buy that. Well, see, I stuttered, and that's actually pretty decent for Chinese League rare. Um, so just create yourself a filter. So 550, there's one there. I wouldn't go overly wild on this because I have the rating. I have the rating at 65. It could be if this were to even get in, it could be a little bit lower than that. Let's drop it down to probably just a ton here. Yeah. So, you know, I would just if it is 65, get you a couple of because it's probably just going to require two players from the Chinese Super League. I have uh minimum two players from the Chinese Super League, minimum four silver players, minimum two rare players, rating 65, Kim 65. I mean, look for a couple silvers, some bronzes from either clubs, and then finish it out with fodder. It's a Shanghai Derby, so there's a possibility that that could get in. I have it listed. I have it listed at 70%. I'd probably list it actually lower than that because I just don't think. I mean, they threw in the off one of those off the wall ones I had last week, so this could be the one of them. Um, let's go to Shanghai. I belong. Now I got to go list it in the predictions thing that I use at possible match. I have to consult my get the right badge, so because I want to make sure that I tell you guys the right. Okay, it was. That's what I thought. It is this one, Shanghai Shenhua. Yeah, Shenhua. For some reason they call him Shanghai Green on the table that I look at. Anyway, to be able to do the same thing here. Bronzes, yeah, a couple there. Let's silver and there. So yeah, it's not gonna be. Yeah. I'd stay away from the silvers. Get you a couple bronzes you want from the clubs in case they, one from each team. Throw them in there, and then, like I said, fill it out with fodder. It's going to be a low-rated SBC anyway, so that is that one. The last one that I have that's a potential, it hasn't been in at all this year, and it usually gets into marquee matchups one time during FIFA. Is this one good old Kaiser Chiefs, the Orlando Pirates? So I'm just going to clear this out and go. If I could like actually do it with, yeah. So there's golds. I have it. Uh, that rating might be a little bit low since I didn't realize I have quite a few high rateds. Yeah, like 400 and under. Gold if you want to get a rare because it's going to take at least a rare. I think rares maybe get this guy. I pack this dude like half the packs I open. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff through. So you can snag. I mean, 200 coins for 64 rare. I have it. So this is actually first versus third in the South African League. The Pirates are actually close to second, which qualifies them for Champions League spot, not the main Champions League. It's whatever. It's I think like the South African Champions League or something like that. So I have just minimum one player from Kaiser Chiefs and Orlando Pirates. Minimum one silver player, minimum two rares or UCL rares, minimum rating 60, M65. It could be a little rated, a little higher rated than that since there's actually some golds from Kaiser Chiefs and then any from Orlando Pirates. No, it's all. I think Orlando's all silver and bronze. So yeah, that rating's probably pretty close. It might be like 69 maybe. Um, Look at some bronzes from either clubs. That 78 rated keeper, today. And look at that 75 card for 400 coins under. Uh, the last two, the Chinese Super League and this one, I wouldn't really go too hard on. The ones, if you want to do any investing on, would probably be Leipzig, Leverkusen. You're hitting on the up arrow, thinking that my speed's going to go up. Leipzig, Leverkusen, probably PSV, Feyenoord, Villarreal, Athletic Bilbao, Juventus, Inter, Ajax, AZ, and Real Madrid, Barcelona. Those are probably the ones where the cards are going to go up the most. And when I say go up, I'm not saying you're not going to make like, and I'm guilty of it because like, you see them come out, you're like, all right, yeah, I nailed it. I'm gonna go sell this card for 2K, and then like your card doesn't sell in the first hour. You're like, what the heck? And then you have to constantly keep dropping it back down. So I've learned to just take profit. So if I have ten cards from Enter, I don't care. Like if I bought them for 800, I list them for 1.2K. I make 350 to 400 coins. Um, I'm making profit. It's small profit, but profit nonetheless. This isn't going to be like a huge. It's not like it was back in the day, like a couple years ago, where you could like literally get cards for 400 to 500 coins, and like they would sell for like 1.5 to 2K. You're making literally a K a card. Sometimes that will work out. Like case of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, Inter, and RB Leipzig, Leverkusen. Those are probably where you're going to make the most profit because those are big leagues. Those cards go quick. Um, People doing league SPCs, UCLs, the UCL marquee matchups, all that. Keep all that stuff in mind when you're doing it. Um, the Juventus, especially, so I'm telling you this now. Real Madrid, Barcelona cards, and the Juventus Inter cards. Get in on those now. Juventus, Real Madrid, Barcelona all play Champions League Tuesday and Wednesday. Those cards are going to be up because people will be doing those marquee matchups, and those will be in for 2 days until regular marquee matchups come out. So they're going to stay high, or not. They're going to be up anyway. So you're not gonna be able to get in on stuff like that Wednesday or Thursday. Um, Possibly you might be able to look at trying to snag something during rivals rewards, but I wouldn't count on it. So get in on these now. That's why I'm putting these videos out now on Saturday night instead of waiting till Sunday afternoon to give you guys a better chance to get in on these marquee matchups. A couple other things. Um, Headliner upgrades. Nelson Semedo is going to get an upgrade. Barca won their game in a row today. And Dele Ali and Morgan Sansone are back to Big Seg. They both lost today, so their cards will not be getting upgraded. Um, so keep in mind also if you're looking for something to do for flipping or possible investments, look at Road to the Final cards that are involved in matchups Tuesday and Wednesday. Buy them now, sell them before the game. Read my lips, sell in the hype. Do not hold a card, then after the game be like, when should I sell this card? Because if they win, what happens is the card gets upgraded and then people dump them unless they're using them in their team, and a lot of the times that's not the case. Um, so sell, buy now. I know Mahrez is cheap because people think that Manchester City are banned already. That's not the case. They play Real Madrid. It's a huge game. Who knows what's going to happen? Militao could go up, Mahrez could go up. Who knows? So get in on those cards now while you can. They will go up before the game. I do have one I will show you that I've been repeatedly listing overnight on my wrong one on my transfer list for 150K. I got it for 135, so I'm trying to flip it for about 8 to 10K profit. I think 8 to 9K, something like that. My math isn't really good now, but he's pretty cheap right now. When I bought him, I thought I would be able to flip him overnight, but he kind of kept trending. this was right around the time that news that Manchester City was getting banned. So um, it hasn't worked out yet. If it doesn't, I'll just sell it, take a loss, and we move. So look at some of those cards as well. Appreciate everybody for following the channel, hitting me up into the Discords for info. I try to post this in Discord, both Nate the FUD Accountant's Discord, Chris RM22's Discord, and I also post it on my Twitter feed. So follow me on Twitter, Hunter1970 Ghost, which is Ghost Hunter 1974, and Discords, I'm Ghost Hunter 1974 as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. And we will be back with Team of the Week predictions on Monday night. We did 16 out of or 14 out of 23 last week. Hopefully, we can bump that up a little bit this week. So, guys, have a great rest of your weekend, and I will catch you later.